guys.
What's up, everybody?
Jennifer Lee here.
Nashonjennifer here.
And we got the boys, Knox and Cree.
Say peace.
Welcome to another episode of Married to the Lees. In this episode, this is called First Comes Love. But is that really true? Does it really come first? Right? So remember back in the days, it was a lot different. Like, if you watch Bridgerton.
Yeah. I know a lot of y'all watch that. You know, Shonda Rhimes fans out there getting your scandal on.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, courtship was way different back in the day, especially, you know, when our parents and grandparents came up. And, you know, I don't want to talk down on it, but a lot of instances, you know, you were kind of forced to pick a relationship as opposed to choosing love. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense.
I mean, sometimes it happens like that now too, right? But I remember one of my aunts was telling us like a story, and she's like in her early 70s, and she was just telling us how basically her late husband courted her in a sense. She's the oldest sister of 7 girls, so she had to be the first to get married. And it was like forced, you know, the rest of my aunts, they were like finding guys that they kind of liked, but you know, they still had to be courted. And she was like, her late husband came and courted her, and basically, you know, because if you're courting somebody, you gotta make the family fall in love with you in a sense for the men. So it was pretty interesting. Like, I wish, you know, one day we'll record her telling the story. Of course, it's gonna be in Spanish. We might have to have some subtitles, but y'all get it. But I mean, it became a conversation because Nashon and I, you know, if you watched the last video, Nashon was talking about he was courting, and I'm like,
it was a joke.
Ain't no courting here.
I did court you a little bit.
So I guess when we first met, it was kind of like we did date for a year. But you know, you start catching feelings. Like I was like, I think while we dated, like almost like talking, I guess. We were talking. For that year, I think I broke up with Nashon like probably 3 times.
Couple times.
Well, it wasn't breakup. It was more like, I'm over this. I'm done. Yeah. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Because I wanted to be his girlfriend, and I didn't want to be in this whole dating thing. I didn't want to keep dating other people, so.
Side note to fellas, if you got a good one, don't let it go. Don't do it. I promise you, you're going to regret it. Because I was going to be the one that got away. Don't be that way, because that could have been me, and I'm glad I wasn't.
Yep. And you know when that moment comes where you're like, I'm done, the last thing you do, the thing that you do is, here's your shoes. Here's the last piece that you left in my house or that I have of yours. For us, it was these black shoes that Nashon never worn, basically, but he left them in my house, and I was like, here you go, bro. I don't want nothing to do with you. And in my mind, I'm like, oh, this is done. But apparently it wasn't.
Throw them in the trash.
Apparently it wasn't. I think you came and you were like, oh, let's go out to dinner or whatever it was. I think you wooed me with some sushi.
Typical Nashon.
I think it was some sushi because at that point, I still love sushi, but at that point I was really loving sushi. And it was just so funny. And even to the point, like, he went, like, when we were, like, still in the dating phase, Nashon went and was, like, telling his, like, family and friends, like, oh, yeah, I love this girl. And I'm like, bro, I'm not even your girlfriend. So stop telling people that. Stop treating me like I'm your girlfriend if I'm not your girlfriend.
Hey, I was just trying to give you some props, you heard. No, I'm just kidding. No, but, you know, it's, like, different for guys because, you know, when we're excited about somebody that we're dating or whatever, it's very rare. We're like, you know, trying to tell people I kind of like love this girl and things of that nature. But, you know, I did say that prematurely without making you my girlfriend per se. But, you know, that was just really how I was feeling on the inside, even though I wasn't really showing you externally through the actions.
The actions speak louder than words.
But we here though.
You're right. I mean, you always say that. Every time we have a conversation about like how things went back then and whatever, he's like, but we here, right?
Well, we here.
We've been married for almost 5 years, so we here.
We've been together for 20 years, huh?
That is so funny. But even to the point of like us, like when we were just still in the talking phase, it was like there were so many ups and downs, and sometimes you kind of give up. But I'm like, I mean, it's to the point, not to put that out there or even to say that, but I mean, go talk to other people. That's all I can say. Go talk to other people. You know, sometimes that person has to see that they're almost about to lose you in order for them to wanna make you their girlfriend or move on to the next steps, you know?
Or even for the person that's gonna actually step out to talk to other people, you might realize, oh, this person isn't the person that I want to be with.
Yeah.
Like in a sense, because you could just be enamored by the person in the moment, and then once you snap out of it, it's like, oh snap, I wasn't really even feeling that person. It's just that I was in emotions during that time, and so that's why I was attached to that person for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And things of that nature. So it's like you do have to put yourself out there to explore your options, but if there is something or someone, just like anything in life, that you are naturally attracted to, and it's something or someone that you can't be without, then you definitely have to go full speed ahead for it, for sure, because you're gonna miss out on that opportunity.
Yep. And I mean, and then it also makes you think, like, guys do things prematurely where it was like to the point of like, oh wow, Nashon's introducing me to his family, to his best friends. I'm hanging out with all of them. I'm like, oh, I'm in. And then it was kind of like, I'm not in. We playing double dutch over here, and the rope just stopped. But like for me, I think for girls and guys it's different, because it's like for me, like my parents had no idea I was talking to Nashon. They had no idea. They would ask me, ¿y el novio? ¿Y el novio? And you know how that is. The events, people start being like, oh, look, I got a friend for you. And I'm like, we'll see. So I got a friend for you. So it was like, but then at this point, I think at this point now, Nashon finally, after a year, asked me to be his girlfriend. And he had to ask me. Like, it's not gonna happen. You have to ask the girl. You gotta be like,
it's not gonna be like, oh, I thought we was together.
Would you be my girlfriend or not? Like,
you have to make that commitment. Just like you want to take a girl on a date. You don't just take her out and like, oh, this is a date. Like, no, you gotta be like, hey, I would like to take you out to go.
Yeah, at least court it in that way, right? Yeah. So for me it was a lot different. It was that aspect. But once I became his girlfriend, I was like, all right, well, I guess I gotta introduce you to my parents. Because if my parents are like, no, then we're not doing this. But of course, he came. I think it was like, and I don't advise to do this, but he came for like Christmas, I think it was.
Yeah, I was
to my parents' house.
At first, I was stressed, but then right before we left the house, I was chill because I know myself. Like, I get along with anybody. And then like, true. She's a really cool person. And then, immediately, as soon as I first met her family, like outside getting in the car, I was like, oh no, we lit now. Let's go. What's up, everybody?
If you're a part of my family, or if you know my family, you know how, if you know my mom, let's just say my mom. My mom is pretty lit. Like, she's... Yeah,
beautiful lady.
She's like a lit version of Kamala Harris. Look her up.
Definitely. But I just want a quick sidebar. Shout out to your family. I love you all. Thank you for accepting me with open arms from day one. And like, your family is beautiful. They accepted me from the beginning just for who I am, and everybody's like so chill and like down there. Yeah. I love your family.
They're pretty dope.
Thank y'all for making my life a lot easy.
They love you too. But as soon as I showed up with Nashon for Christmas, like I said, don't do that, y'all. Have a little dinner or something. So I showed up with Nashon, and then my mom and my aunt were already like, yeah, Chichi, ese, wow, mira, he's so handsome, oh, this, that, and the third. And I'm like, I don't even know if I like him. Like, relax. I really like him, but let's get there. Let's get there. Let's see how it goes or whatever. And then I remember, and they're like, no, this is the one, that's it. And I'm like, guys, relax, take it easy. And then even my mom, she's like, yeah, why doesn't Nashon move in with you? And I'm like, girl, you're not even thinking about marriage?
Well,
and she was like,
what about you?
She was like, no. Huh?
What about you when you asked me that question?
To move in?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, because you were all the way in Connecticut. I was over the long distance.
Yeah, no, that's true. But that's
that's not.
But anyway,
it's not that far.
Continue. We digress.
It is. It's like a 2-hour. It's like a 2-hour.
Just about hour 30,
yeah.
hour 45.
I didn't have a car, so.
You know what I'm saying? Train.
2 hours, so that's a lot.
Good old Metro North.
Exactly. And it's not like I live by the train either. I had to take a bus to take the train.
Yeah, that's true.
It was a lot. Then we, that long ass walk.
And when I had to go see you over there was like 2 trains, 2
Exactly.
bus rides, and then the cab ride and the skip.
That's why.
Hey, but the things you do for love, you know what I'm saying?
I know. We did it for almost almost a year and a half.
Yeah, it was fun though. All the travel and whatnot, it was definitely worth it. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah.
Besides the crowded subway trains and then getting stuck on the track for an hour and a half, I'll never miss that in New York. But anywho, I digress again.
But yeah, that moment is funny. That moment during Christmas, I was like, even like, I think a few of my cousins were there and they were like, oh man, like why you brought him for Christmas? They be acting up.
Yeah.
But it was nice. I was happy that I did because, it led to many moments. Because even after that, it was like, then now it was a pressure of getting engaged. And I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like,
oh yeah, I remember that every day.
Can we remember the family reunion?
Uh-huh.
We showed up at the family reunion and my mom's cousins are like, so when are y'all getting engaged? I'm like, we just became official like.
First of all, we just
3 months
walked
ago.
through the door and
Exactly.
everybody we said hi to, hey, when you get engaged?
Well,
hi, when you guys
yeah.
gonna get married? Oh, when you guys gonna have a baby? Like what? We
were next in line. We were next in line, that's why. But
yeah, but it was cool.
We ended up getting engaged 2 years after?
Yes.
Yeah, 2 years after. So it was like
we took our time, but
yeah. It was right. So it's like I guess for us it's kind of like let things happen for you the way they should happen. The paths are never the same. It's never first comes love. Sometimes it's first came a baby. Yeah. Sometimes because of traditions is first comes marriage. Yeah. So depending on what it is, just let it be your path.
Just do whatever you feel is right for you. Because at the end of the day, honestly, there is no right or wrong answer to any of this. You just have to do what works best with you and, with your partner. A lot of things that we do are very untraditional, going by traditional standards, and it works for us. Like Werners, if we try to do things the traditional way, oh man, I don't even know we would survive as human beings on this planet.
Man. Not for you.
Oh yeah, definitely not me. No.
You're like, cookie cutter is not for you.
I can't do it. I'm sorry.
And
love to everybody out there that is cookie cutter. Shout out to you because we do need you guys out there. Just as you
we need everybody from different aspects. But yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed this video and remember to subscribe,
like,
comment,
follow,
and do everything in between. So check out our other Married to the Lead videos and continue to watch us. So, peace.
Love, chicken grease, and hair grease.